These ladies have all grown their hair to butt length or longer, and I don't even think any one of them found it that hard to get there. In the next 5 years, your hair could actually be past your butt. And I'm going to save you some time because I've spent time looking over their routines, and this might be one of the most helpful videos you actually watch. For example, all of them talk about how genetics really hasn't had anything to do with them being able to grow long hair. And I've seen this with myself too. My family haven't had long hair. I've never had long hair in the past, but yet I'm very close to waist length. And that's because I followed their advice, and that's exactly what you're going to hear throughout this video. Welcome back to Natural 2020. I'm Celestine, and I'm here on a journey growing my hair from shave to tailbone length, and I'm aiming to do that within 7 years. I'm 5 years into the journey now, and I'm very, very close to waist length. So I'm just here sharing my tips and tricks with you, everything that I'm learning along the way, and you're welcome to subscribe if that's the kind of info, if that's the kind of goodness that you want to be hearing. And also, just on that note, you can grab my 8 tips that's going to help you to get past your length plateau. Feel free to hit the link in the description box below and you can grab that for free. Okay, the first thing that I have learned from these 3 ladies, by the way, who are they? We're talking about Indigenous Strandz, we're talking about Curl Code Black, and we're talking about Soso Darl. Now, all 3 of them, the first thing that I've picked up from them is the fact that all 3 of them pre-poo their hair. Now, here's the crazy thing. When I first started growing my hair, I used to pre-poo, and I don't know, along the way, I kind of just stopped doing it consistently. And it's only since I revisited their routines and also, you know, planning out this video that I was able to look back and see, wow, all 3 of them pre-poo their hair, and all 3 of them have managed to grow their hair to butt length. So here's the thing. I'm going to listen to what they're trying to say. Now, this may not be verbal advice from them necessarily, but if this is what all 3 of them have done, and as I said, all 3 of them have been able to grow their hair to longer lengths, then I'm just going to take that advice on board, and it's up to you if you want to take that advice on board as well. But this is a similarity that I noticed. All 3 of them pre-poo their hair. Now, Indigenous Strandz, she pre-poos with aloe vera juice, water, and extra virgin olive oil. Granted, this was previously, I don't know if she still does this now, because I've noticed that she's kind of more in the era of like a straight natural. So some of the things that she used to do with her hair, maybe she doesn't necessarily do them now. But let me just say, Indigenous Strandz hair right now is knee length or even past her knee. So this woman knows what she's talking about. Soso Darl, she pre-poos with water and an oil mixture. And then Curl Code Black, she used to use an oatmeal pre-poo, and also like a mix of raw organic honey and olive oil. I want to ask, is there something that you notice across all 3 of their pre-poos? Don't worry, because I'm going to tell you. What I notice is all of them have oil in it. So sometimes there's this thing out there now, people saying, don't use oils on your hair, don't use butters on your hair, blah, blah, blah. Listen, as I said, these 3 ladies have grown their hair to butt length. So I'm going to listen. Okay, so that's something I'm picking up from them right now. I'm going to actually take this on board for myself, and I'm going to be pre-pooing my hair before every single wash day. Previously, I think I was doing it kind of every other wash day, but that's changing now. Every single wash day, I'm pre-pooing my hair. I don't know if you want to do the same, but that's up to you. Okay, let's talk about blow drying and heat styling in general, just adding heat to their hair. Again, this is something that across all 3 of them very rarely use heat that often. Now, Indigenous Strandz previously, again, as I said, she's more in the straight natural era now, but previously she would only occasionally blow dry her hair, and she like very, very rarely or never straighten her hair. I think what she used to do was maybe just straighten one tiny little section just to get a feel of how long her hair really is. But in the past, she would never straighten all her hair. Now, Soso Darl, I've looked through her Instagram and a bit of her YouTube, and I couldn't really see many times where she was using either a blow dryer and certainly not a straightener. So Soso Darl rarely uses heat on her hair, let's just put it that way. And then Curl Code Black, I believe that, again, this is previously, so I noticed now she's using a rev quite often and then mini twisting her hair. Previously, I don't think she always used to blow dry her hair, so I would say that her use of heat was maybe sometimes or occasionally. Now, what can we take from this? I think if we are really, really serious about massive, massive length retention, then this is probably something that we want to take on board. We probably don't want to be heat styling our hair every single wash day or every single week or, you know, really that often, because again, these ladies have done it. They've been where we are and they've gone past it and grown their hair like to lengths that we didn't even know were actually possible before. So maybe we should take this on board. You know what I'm saying? I, to be fair, once I started this hair growth journey, I wasn't really using much heat anyway. I didn't used to blow dry my hair much, and I also chose not to straighten my hair very much either. So I'm just going to continue that, and I want to ask for you, what about you? Is this something that you potentially want to take on board, where you want to reduce the amount of heat that you put on your hair? Feel free to let me know in the comments. Yeah, let's chat about these guys' routine and what that may mean for us. Okay, the next one is their wash frequency. So one thing I noticed here is Soso Darl, she washes her hair on a schedule. She washes her hair every 2 weeks without fail. But Indigenous Strandz, one sec. I don't have a table here. I really should have. Anyway, Indigenous Strandz and Curl Code Black, I couldn't see that they definitely have a schedule. I have heard Curl Code Black say that she washes her hair around about monthly, but I'm not sure if it's like an exact schedule, as in every single month without fail, she's going to wash her hair. I don't know. So this one kind of baffled me in terms of the wash frequency, because there wasn't necessarily a similarity across all three of them. Also, Indigenous Strandz, I forgot to say, she also doesn't necessarily wash her hair on a schedule. It looks like it's around about monthly, but sometimes it can be longer. So quite similar to Curl Code Black in that sense. To be honest, what I have surmised from this basically is the fact that it's so unique to each individual person. I know that I have like a high to medium sebum production level, meaning that I'm gonna start getting buildup on my hair kind of around about day 10 after washing my hair. And that's why I wash my hair every 2 weeks as well, similar to Soso Darl. And so it really has to be based on you. It has to be based on your scalp. How quickly does it take for you to get buildup on your scalp? And realistically, that's how often you want to be washing your hair. If you can literally go months without getting buildup on your scalp, then fine, you know, go with that. But if, you know, come like 5 days, 1 week, you're getting a lot of buildup on your scalp, really you want to start to get rid of that buildup in some way, and usually that way is by washing. Okay, the next one is styling, and I found this so interesting. I just felt like, oh my gosh, this to me just makes so much sense. Across all three of their routines, they all literally use the same styling tips or the same styles. So all of them use twists, all of them sometimes braid or plait their hair, and all of them will sometimes wear scarves. Listen, we have to take advice from these butt length naturals. They didn't get to butt length by constantly wearing their hair out. And hear me, I'm not saying that we can't wear our hair out, you know, and still get to butt length. We can, of course. Personally, I don't actually want to get to butt length, but I just want to get to not waist length, to tailbone length. So I don't know what your goal is, but I still think it's important for us to hear, like, the fact that they've got to these lengths and beyond is just, it's mad to me. So, you know, we're listening. So of course, that's why you can see I've got twists in my hair right now. And that's the primary, what's it called? The primary style that I've been wearing for the past 5 years of my journey. And it's been working. My hair was literally shaved 5 years ago. And so the fact that it's here now, you know, it's literally growing really well. And I've been able to retain length using twists, using plaits. Something that I haven't done is wearing scarves. So I'd be interested to know, do any of you guys wear scarves? How do you find that? How do you feel that's received when you're out in public and things like that? Maybe that's something that I will get into in the future. Who knows? But it's not something that I wear right now. But again, the fact that all these three wear scars or have worn scars, you know, in different points of their journey, kind of tells me, yo, this thing's working, okay? It is working. The amazing thing is, like, I literally modeled my hair routine off these three initially in the really early days of my hair growth, because I had zero idea. I'm talking zero idea. Firstly, I had no idea that I could grow my hair long in the first place. Then when I kind of understood that I could, I had no idea how to do it. And so I had to literally work through this. And these were three of the people who I learned from. Another person is Naturally High. I learned a lot from their routines, and I kind of modeled my routine off theirs in the beginning until I branched out into what felt natural to me and what felt natural for my hair. But the point I'm saying is, I felt like I needed some kind of support, some kind of guidance, something to help me along the way, because you don't know what you don't know, right? And at the time, I didn't know what I didn't know. So I used those ladies to help me to develop my own routine so that my hair could now get to where it is, which is nearly waist length. And so literally everything that I've learned from now is in my guide as well. And it's how to grow your natural hair past your shoulder length, even if you've never had long hair before. So if that's something that you want to grab, the link is in the description box of this video. Feel free to get at that, because that's really going to help you. Like, I believe if you took that on board, developed your personalized hair care routine, and you kept it consistent for, you know, week after week, month after month, even year after year. But, you know, let's just keep it for now. Within a year, you should be able to retain at least 4 inches so that your hair is 4 inches longer by this time next year. So once again, feel free to grab that. The link's in the description box below. But let's get on to the last one, the last point concerning their routine, concerning the similarities, concerning the advice from these butt length naturals. So the last one is their moisture routine. Okay, again, massive similarities across all three of them. They all begin with a liquid or a leave-in conditioner, and then they all use an oil or a butter. Actually, let me correct that. They all use oils. Okay, so all of them used oils. And I think definitely 2 out of 3 of them use butters. To be honest, no, that's wrong. All of them use butters. Yes, I remember that. And so Indigenous Strandz, she would re-moisturize her hair every other day, and she would put, you know, flaxseed gel on the ends of her hair. Flaxseed gel was something that's going to help her to retain even more length at the ends. Soso Darl, she would re-moisturize her hair once per week, and she would also oil the ends. And then Curl Code Black would also re-moisturize her hair every 2 to 3 days. So I hope you're picking up a pattern here where it lets us know that we can't just wash our hair on day 1 and come back to it like day 14 or day 30 when we're washing it again, and think that we're going to retain length without ever having, you know, revisited or re-moisturized our hair in between. These ladies were doing this, you know, between every other day up to once per week. So let's just call that between 2 days and 7 days. So, you know, how does that translate for you and your hair? Do you need to re-moisturize it every 2 days, or do you need to re-moisturize it maybe every 7 days? That may depend. It may depend on your hair. It may depend on your porosity. It may depend on your routine. What else? It may depend on your style. So for example, when I wear my hair in twist, I can re-moisturize my hair around about every five days or so. If I have my hair in plaits, because plaits helps to retain moisture even better, I can re-moisturize my hair maybe every 7 days. I could probably even push it to 8, you know, prior to my hair getting dry. So these are some really, really great tips, really, really great advice that we can take from these butt length naturals. One thing that I really want to pick up on, and I think is massively, massively important, is when I mentioned Indigenous Strandz uses flaxseed gel to seal her ends. The other ladies, I think they just used oils to seal their ends, things like that. But for me, I've picked up on the flaxseed gel. I use that on my ends, and that has been a massive, massive, like I'm talking massive game changer. I literally notice the difference in how much length I retain when I use flaxseed gel compared to when I don't use it. So it's massive. So if you want to find out a bit more about how you can use flaxseed gel on your ends, or specifically how Indigenous Strandz uses it on her ends and how it helped to get her, you know, to knee length and beyond, then this video that's on the screen right now, that's what you're going to want to watch next. Let me know what advice you are taking on board. And also, if you want me to do this for another 3 ladies, feel free to drop some ladies' names in the comments below, and potentially I'll do another one of these for them. See you in the next video. Bye.